It's a little bit gloomy, which is kind of paradoxical because I've never been more stoked.
Oh my gosh! Brett, what happened?
I got speed wobbles and I fell off my ski.
Hello! What's happening tonight? Where are we going?
We're heading over to a store called the Loop Running Supply, and I believe it's Nike that's putting on the event, and they have one of their athletes there, Kelvin Kipton, who is the current world marathon record holder on the men's side. He just recently took down Kipchoge's record, and he's going to be leading a massive group shakeout. So we're talking 300 plus people. And we're not gonna run, but we're gonna go take in the scenes and maybe do a little bit of networking and I think just seeing the spectacle. That was cool.
That it was still looking. I don't want to talk about Joe Rogan.
Is he
Joe
trying to like impose a type of culture on the city here?
That's my favorite moment in Aravaipa live stream history still so far. It's hard to top that.
Yeah,
Cheers to the life.
there's been some moments.
AJW's F-bomb at Hard Rock and just Chris's reaction was really funny.
Yep.
All right, day 2 for us, but day 1 of the running event trade show floor being open. We started it out with a little shakeout run, get those juices flowing, get the blood pumping. You know how it goes, but we had a lot of really awesome appointments with brands to look forward to today. A lot of really important conversations for Singletrack that were going down today and the next day. But we were really looking forward to a lot of the brands we were speaking with today, and let's get into it. Here we go, baby. Day 2 TRE. Let's go.
That was really close, but hey, we got our Holiday Inn coffee. It's better than gas station coffee, and
It was actually pretty good.
it was pretty.
Shout out Holiday Inn.
Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
Yeah, they're pretty solid.
We made it. It's time to get down to business. Here's to a great day.
No, so Kane, about 2.5 years old, 3 years old next year in June, was founded on the purpose of bringing a better EVA product for recovery to the marketplace. The difference in our shoe to what's the majority of the recovery products in the marketplace is the 2-piece mold, and the difference of the densities from the upper to the lower.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things. So you're going to get a really soft upper, comfortable feel, but a little bit more of a stable ride and a stable stance on a little bit more of a firm bottom.
I'm not really a drinker, and last night took a toll. How are you? I'm Scott. Nice to meet you. We left shortly after you, though. Can you talk about the individual packets of Supra?
Yeah, for sure.
Start wherever you want.
Okay, cool. So basically, we've launched like these single serves because like people you know really wanted to take like some energy drinks with them like when they go on the trail. So we had to develop like these single serve packets. So this was like the first step of the development, and then we realized that it was really stupid, you know, to just like throw this packaging away like for every time you will use it. So we decided to put like, you know, a little resealable like band in here so you can actually reuse it. So you buy this for the first time and you get like a 6-pack, and then you can only, you know, buy like the, you know, the bulk option and reuse those packs when you go on the trails. So it's like you can use it like infinitely and actually not like put like, you know, products, you know, and packaging into the garbage.
Wow.
That's awesome.
All right. for the camera. Brett, what has stuck out to you on day one of TRE so far?
What has really stuck out to me is the amount of effort that these brands put into their displays and like just the exhibits. Like On's is 2 stories. They got 2 addresses.
It's like a true clubhouse. It's impressive.
Do you see Nikes yet?
No.
Oh, those are pretty cool. They're in that corner, right around here.
Okay.
There's a Swift. They've got all these out, like they've got lots of prototypes up there.
I haven't seen them yet, but I'm really excited to go check out Nix Biosensors, the continuous sweat rate monitor.
Oh yeah.
Which I think, again, I don't really know the full lowdown there, but I'm excited to take a look at that. On the footwear side of things, Merrill, I think has stood out to me just based on the fact.
Did you go buy it?
I did. Just the fact that, you know, what's the quote from Zoolander where it's like, Merrill, the shoes they're making, I don't really use them. But the fact that they're making them, I respect that.
Well, that couldn't have worked more appropriately for Merrill.
Oh, Therabody's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Go check out their face massage thing.
Did you put it on?
I did. It was insane.
What'd you think?
That was impressive.
You're gonna buy one for $300?
$300. It's definitely like if you get migraines, it's like a migraine eliminator. I asked Kelvin Kiptum if he wanted to run ultras one day, and he said maybe. And I said, what? I said 100 miles. He's like, no. Like 50 miles. He's like, yes.
Dude, I want to ask him if he ever plans to run on the track. Like, what could he run a 10K in? Or is that too fast for him?
I know.
Curious.
I mean, there's a lot of things that we can't talk about that interested me.
Yeah.
I guess we're sworn to secrecy. I've got Ultimate Direct. We have to leave now because we have Ultimate. If you want to come, you can. Ultimate Direction, and then Nnormal.
So Ultimate Direction for several years has been working on this new hydration vest. It comes out in spring of next year, so we're thinking March or April. It is called the Exodus, so X-O-D-U-S. This is the male fit, and then we also have a female fit right behind Scott. It really just allows you to grab and go pretty quickly and efficiently when you're trying to move.
This might be the most impressive thing we've seen all day. This is pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
All right, so Mike Ambrose with Nnormal did show us a few things that we weren't allowed to film, and that's all right. Also showed us some really cool products that will be coming out, like the Tamir 2 and a couple other really awesome things that we're excited about at Singletrack. Before we wrapped up day one, we stopped by a few other booths, checked out some products that we were stoked on, and honestly, after day one, we were exhausted. So we called it a day early, woke up to some fog for the final day of the running event. Honestly, we were feeling super refreshed and recharged for day 3, ready to tackle it. We had a lot of brands that we still needed to talk to, a lot of really important conversations that we needed to have.
I have a list of probably, I'll show you here, maybe 25. Look at this. We got a lot. From day one of the running event is that innovation is present here. There's a lot of brands doing a lot of cool things. I was telling you about Naak earlier with those reusable drink mix packets. I was telling you about the new Ultimate Direction pack that Jason Schlarb has been testing. A lot more like that in the works. It's making me inspired about the direction of the industry. And then obviously if you're a fan of the business side of the sport or the people that are generally architecting the environment that we trail runners participate in, you're meeting all of those faces here, and it's really cool. And that was day one, and it made me realize how much more we got to work on day 2. Like, you know, we had 10, 20 conversations yesterday. I want to have 40 or 50 today. I don't want to leave anything untapped here today. So, really excited. Let's go. You've heard us talk about this on the Singletrack podcast. This is one of the best packs of all time. This is the Amanda Basham pack from Ultraspire.
Yep, so designed with elite athlete Amanda Basham. This one really showcases some of our true principles of our line. Very small footprint on the back, covering very little of the body, keeping you nice and cool and breathable. Unique in the way that it carries a bottle here, has one of our 550 Ultra Flask holstered in the back. You have dual entry, so either side you prefer to access that from, it's amazing. right there you have some static webbing adjustment to help adjust this, and it keeps it super stable. Like Finn mentioned, very little to no movement on this one. It's well known for being that. Up front, once again, we wanted to carry over that little footprint, reducing the foot space that we take up on the body. You got a couple little pockets for your nutrition and accessories.
This is like a Barkley shoe.
Yeah, for sure. So we have 7.5 millimeters slugs. Yeah, so pretty insane. Kind of designed for like going off trail and still having that good traction. We've got a Kevlar overlay, so it has that like super durability story. Obviously has that BOA underneath kind of that booty overlay, so you can really tighten that down. And yeah, really incredible, super durable.
Our founder, Ryan, his quote was, "I can't find a pair of shorts that listens to the same albums I do." And so I think that's like the perfect way to kind of explain the brand. You know, stuff that you want to wear and you feel good wearing, but product that performs super well and as good as anything else out there or better. So this is our Bless Up. So we call this the Trail Bless Up. It's our, you know, super lifestyle but super high performance button up shirt. You can run in this, you can fish in it, you can hike in it, ride your gravel bike, trail to bar. Something we throw around internally a lot, something you can wear on the trail that's gonna perform really well, but then looks good when you're hanging out. Yeah, trail to bar.
I won't be too markety, but like just to give you like a quick rundown. Are you familiar with Dyneema?
No.
Okay, so Dyneema is used a lot like in the backpacking and like through the hiking world because it's such a strong fabric. I mean, it's like light as a feather, but it's 15 times stronger than steel. Okay. So like in the entire history of the brand, we've never once seen anybody blow a hole in the upper. So the upper is like completely indestructible.
Yeah, this is the Kane WK400. So it actually has our Keen Curve technology, which takes a ton of pressure off your lower body when you walk. So it is an incredible shoe to recover in, especially after any workout. It'll push you a lot further in a lot less time, but honestly, it's just so comfy. That's why I love it.
Is that what you're wearing?
That is what I'm wearing in the tan version.
Love it.
Some companies are taking their lightest hiking pole and marketing them for runners, but in reality, runners have very different need for poles than hikers do. Hikers tend to use poles for stability and get some support on the downhill, 4 points of contact instead of 2. Runners use poles mostly for propulsion. So the needs, where the stress points are, and how to create a pole that actually provides power is very different technology. So we actually design poles and grips that allow you to take all the energy going from your hands, harness it, and put it directly into the pole so you can push off.
What do you see, like for a trail running audience or an ultra audience, what do you see as the biggest like value proposition of wearing this patch?
Just tuning in on a really personalized hydration strategy where, you know, the vast majority of athletes, I think in pretty much any category, endurance or otherwise, are relying on thirst. Yeah. And honestly, it's probably the worst metric we could be relying on. There have been a lot of studies, mostly sponsored by the US Army, that have shown that really only prompts about 50% of fluids replenished of what's being lost. And so, you know, if you're losing 20 ounces of fluids, but you're replenishing 10, maybe that's not that big a deal. But if you're losing 120 ounces and you're replenishing 60, that can be a really big problem. So for any endurance athlete, I think it becomes a big deal.
And with this product, in terms of like getting the patch like accustomed to your body, is there any ramp up time where like you need to use it in training, get used to it, or is it like a one-time thing where you're gonna kind of see results, or direction immediately? Direction
immediately for sure. So a few differences probably from some of the other things you guys have seen is that with this patch that's single use, what you do is you'll take this pod, you connect it directly to the patch, you're gonna peel that backing off, and once you do that and place it on the skin, there's nothing invasive there. So it's really just collecting your sweat in this kind of green area. And then as your sweat flows down this flow path, it's flowing over 2 pairs of electrodes, one here and one over here. They're identical to each other. They're both measuring the electrolyte content in the sweat, but because we do it twice, we actually can tell how quickly the fluid is moving through. So if that's all placed here on the arm, we get what we sort of refer to as like a local sweat profile that we then extrapolate to the full surface area of the body. And we just do that using your height and weight. So it doesn't matter your gender, your age, how fast you're going. It doesn't matter any of your other sort of metadata. It's just looking at what's coming off the body. So it's super highly personalized.
This is the Prodigio, brand new midsole material called X-Flow, which is a supercritical foam. higher stack height, 34 in the heel, 6mm drop. What I would say separates this from a lot of the other shoes out there is that it actually runs well in technical terrain. So we get some of these super shoes that come out, have fantastic carbon plates, Piva midsoles, but they struggle a little bit when the going gets tough. So where this is gonna shine is that La Sportiva wants to make sure that it can actually handle the trails from where it's designed. So we have athletes running UTMB in this and doing really technical extreme skyrunning races. So super sticky outsole, really grippy rubber in the forefoot, and then a little bit more durable compound in the heel, and a great price point at $155.
Elite level racing, running your next PR, really tailored towards athletes that are 3 hours and faster. We found in the biomechanics lab that really at that breaking point of faster than 3 hours and slower than 3 hours is a very different biomechanics. And that a lot of times these super shoes, if people that are slower than that are using them, are actually a hindrance, just based on the fact they tend to be a little bit further back on their feet. They tend to be just a very different biomechanics. So really tailored towards the top end athlete for this one, running as fast as you can. But obviously, we don't want to only cater to those athletes. So this shoe is really paired together with this shoe here as well. This is the S-Lab Spectre. And this is every bit as much of a super shoe as this one is. Still has, you know, the plated technology, still has the Pebax based midsole foam, but the curvature of the actual plate, as well as the wider forefoot and heel, and the larger crash pad on the heel area here is really catered towards the biomechanics of an athlete that's running a little bit slower on the roads. Still supposed to give them the same benefit as this. This is just catered a lot better towards that athlete.
The Mont Blanc Boa is staying in the line for this year.
Okay.
So
can we film, by the way? Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. There's no embargo. It's all good. Yeah. Okay. So Mont Blanc Carbon. Really excited about this update. Similar look to the last Mont Blanc, but there is a lot of differences here. A lot of changes, surprisingly. Really starting with the construction of the midsole. We're using Ego Max, same midsole we used in the original Mont Blanc, and the same thing we use in a lot of our premium running shoes. However, it's bathtub style. Okay, which means there's nothing on the inside. With that bathtub, at the very bottom of it, we put down that carbon plate. This carbon plate is a two-way flex. Most carbon plates, particularly on the road, are very stiff and single flex. This is a double flex, so it's going to work more of a stone guard and a rock protection as well. It is also quite flexible for a carbon plate. We feel like that just works better on the trail.
All right, we just left the convention center for the running event in Austin, Texas. And today was an amazing day. What do you have to say about today?
I think I just gotta speak directly from the heart and share some experience, and that is, if you have a goal in life, you really gotta make sure, especially early on, especially when you're in that building phase of something, that you don't just wait for things to fall in your lap. You really gotta take initiative. You gotta go out, you gotta find the people that you wanna work with. You have to be proactive, be curious about their situations, and just find ways to make connections. But don't wait for things to come to you. Don't take that mentality. Like be aggressive in a productive and like tasteful way. And I felt like that's what we did today. I think we had 40 or 50 conversations with all sorts of outdoor industry brands, and serendipity we were overflowing with serendipity as a result. And I felt like there were at least 5 or 6 conversations that we had that could change the course of Singletrack. So that was sort of my first sort of selfish observation. The second observation that's probably more relevant to this audience is just that innovation is alive and well in the trail running space. There's a lot of brands that are doing a lot of really cool things. Some technology that I think is going to change the game from a nutrition standpoint coming up on the near horizon. Some shoes that I think are going to make really interesting headway, brands that are sort of returning to their trail origins, and yeah, we just met a lot of people that care deeply about architecting a really like interesting scene in our sport, and it just makes me further confident that we're headed in the right direction.